how about the other leg of the conversation, where some telcos do excavations, they tear into cables underground, they don't bother to fix it. That also affects the street lighting and also the traffic light operations. How about the theft issues? We hear that some of them would steal the cables and the wires for this, what they call it, the street lights and the traffic lights. Can't we put in some mechanisms, security features, something that would deter people from stealing these cables, and then also hold these telcos accountable when they do the excavations, to do their works, and they damage some of these cables? Can we find a proper way to trace and make them repair them?
David, that's a very important question. You see, it boils down to our planning. We have different agencies, everyone doing their own thing without any coordination, without any proper planning. The World Bank, together with CMA, they are thinking of having a BRT system from a district to a Doom, and then from a Doom to a Buakwa. The idea was to have an exclusive bus lane. The baby, by the time you realize, if you are familiar with the Fumesa circuit, the ECG or is it VRE have started building pylons, very huge ones, just by the roadside, where if you are doing any road construction, you have to remove those pylons, and then at the end of the day, if you're going to remove them, it's going to cost a huge amount of money. So there's no coordination between the agencies. ECD, Ghana Water, they do whatever, the telcos, they do their own thing. The other agencies do their own thing. And so we keep on cutting, destroying. Sometimes, even if they are digging, they are not sure that there are some other lines belonging to other agencies there, and so they destroy them. So it boils down to our planning and how we do our things. It's just like there is no coordination, no planning between the different agencies in the field, and so we keep on destroying. And then with this thing of stealing, I think all of us, we need to be vigilant. I'm still on the Tech Junction from my survey. There were some roadside furniture which somebody realized and they reported anyway that people have loosened their boots. It's like they are working on it during the night time, so they do it little by little. By the time you realize, you've dismantled everything and carried them away. So we all have to be vigilant, help the police to do some of these things. As we continue to road furniture, you do them, people come, they remove it. And sometimes you see them carrying them, but we don't see anything. And so it's very difficult. Some of our people, I don't know what they are thinking. It's like they will just take it, sell it, get 10 keys, and if you want to refix it, you spend like 1,000 Ghana cedis. So we need to be vigilant and solve some of these problems.
Prof, my last two questions, and one is the fact that I've seen some videos on social media where some Nigerians are amazed at us Ghanaians that we have our transformers in open spaces, not enclosed, not protected, and that the transformers are still sitting out there. To them, if it was in Nigeria, it would have gone long ago. Now, we've also talked about the fact that, we have to pay electricity bills to ensure that our streetlights are on and all. Can't we do some modernized way of these things? I mean, solar, for example. Can we transform our streetlights and have them on solar, our traffic lights and have them on solar? Is that not possible? Is that not doable? That's
doable. So you come to KNUST campus, you have some streetlights being on solar. So I think we may have to do the cost-benefit analysis. With the solar, maybe the initial cost, and that's our problem. The initial cost is high, and so you send the budget to the authorities, and they said no, it's expensive. But at the long run, it's going to have so many benefits. It's this issue of non-availability of funding. The initial cost for the solar, for instance, is going to be very high, and so you send it to any government. We always don't have enough, and so we have to make use of the small that is available to us. The little amount of money we have to approve. We have to make it available to so many people and so many agencies. And so if you submit a budget to government and this is the cost is very high, you are likely that the project is not going to get approval. And so it's doable. But if you do the cost benefit analysis, I'm sure it will help in some way. But because of the initial cost, maybe sometimes it scares the government and they are unable to embark on such ventures.
So my very last question to you, and before I even ask the question, I don't know why as a people we're tolerating this. I don't know why we're tolerating this as a people, because the streetlights are not working, endangering our lives, and the traffic lights are not working, also endangering our lives, and we are so quiet about it, and we are accepting it somewhat. But my last question to you, Prof, what advice would you give to all the road users, from drivers to pedestrians to the cyclists to the motor riders? The situation is bad. No street markings, no street lights, no traffic lights working and all that. And yet we are on the streets, we are on our roads day and night. What advice will you give to people? I'm asking this having at the back of my mind that there are people who might be going jogging, riding their bicycles with no reflective attire. And the streets have no markings, the streets are dark. You can easily knock somebody down. So what advice will you give us all?
Yes, so David, we always say that road safety is a shared responsibility. So for what I would say is that if you're going out at night, you should wear a light colored clothing or a clothing with a retro-reflective material in it, so that at least you will be seen by a driver. You see, when you are on the road, usually you, the pedestrian, you see the glaring light of the vehicle, and then assume that the driver has seen you. But the driver might not have seen you, and so he may run on in you and then kill you. So what we need to do is that make ourselves visible to the driver by wearing light-colored clothing and all those. And again, when you are driving at night time and there is no street lights, there is no road line marking, and you're traveling at very high speed, you have a high probability of being involved in a crash. And I don't see the reason why you should speed when you don't see clearly. And so speeding at night time when you don't see clearly, very dangerous for both the driver, pedestrians, and so we should drive responsibly during the night time. And David, I would say that we should take our own safety in our hands. We should be forgiving road users. If you are a driver, you've seen a pedestrian crossing, and then you are honking. And for me, it doesn't sometimes, some situations doesn't make sense. Just make sure the pedestrian is crossed, and then you can also go. You are at a traffic light. Someone has jumped red lights, and you say, I have the right of way. I want to go and meet the driver. I mean, you die in the process. So we should be forgiving road users and make sure that we're able to tolerate other people's mistakes. And we should take our road safety in our own hands. Road safety, we say, it's a shared responsibility.
Indeed, it's a shared responsibility. Professor William Aka, he is with the BRRIs of CSIR. Thanks very much, Prof, for your time with us this morning. We're grateful to you. And whilst Prof leaves us, you know, one danger we're having on our roads relating to streetlights not working is that many vehicles or many people are now buying those LED high bulbs, and when they fix it on their vehicles and they throw their light, it blinds the oncoming road user, be it a pedestrian or a cyclist or a driver. So all because the streetlights are not working. And that is why this morning we played for you that song from Lucky Dube, that music titled The Taxman. Where do you live? Where do you work? What is the streetlight situation there? And tell us the municipality it is in, or the metropolitan area you fall within, so we can ask that head, why the streetlights are not working, why the traffic lights are not working. After all, this government tells us that they want to reset Ghana. In resetting Ghana, these are security issues that we also need to see sorted out and fixed for us. So call us now give us 3 more minutes. 8:15 you can call us. Tell us where you're calling from. We want to know the municipality or the metropolitan area you're calling from. Tell us about the street light situation. Tell us about the traffic light situation and how you are coping. Because we want to call those leaders to order. Because we don't want to sit here for somebody to die or people to die before they'll come and say we are fixing it. The time to fix it is now so people can enjoy it, especially if you're a taxpayer. Once you're a road user, you ought to enjoy these things. Leo is with me, Eugene is with me. I'm sure you guys have a bite.
So
would want to have a bite at
when
this.
it comes to our Facebook, the video there is the Sokwani Road.
Wash
Where
it.
you can clearly see there are no streets. Like
Wash
David,
it.
my brief. Let me share with you my brief. Let me share with you some bits of my disagreement with Prof. And I'll stick to my brief in about a minute or two. I'm told reliably from Tech Junction to Abenasi in Adreso has been given to Prufos. He's now doing assessment. He's already owed some money.